Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me. Thank you, Alan, for inviting me to speak to you tonight. I'm Matt Nelson. I'm the CEO for the Boys and Girls Club of Santa Clarita. I've been with the organization for almost 15 years. I had started right out of college, was considering teaching, and picked up a part-time gig in the Learning Center helping kids with homework. And within the first year, was a full-time position opened up, and I became education director for the organization, so going back and forth between Newhall and Canyon Country, running education programs, and I said, you know, this is a pretty good gig. This is a bit better than teaching. I didn't have any tests to worry about. I was after school, got to set my own curriculum, so I really fell in love with the program and really got to know the kids. I was raised by a single mom, 3 boys, and after school we didn't have a place to go, and sometimes we'd just be, you know, driving each other crazy after school. So when I was working there with the kids, I saw myself in a lot of the kids. I met a lot of these kids junior high age and from single parent homes, working families, and I was able to connect and connect with them. There was one kid, Darren, who just got married a year ago, who he started coming to the club the same time I did, and we met on a bus on a field trip to Knott's Berry Farm one day. And I think back on that kid and all that he's accomplished. Now he's in St. Louis working with after-school kids and at-risk youth in St. Louis, and he, you know, to see him go from 13 years old to be a grown man, married now, making a difference in the community and the world is really fantastic. So anyways, I you know, fell in love with the club. So ran the Newhall branch for about 10 years, then moved into administration, and I've been CEO now for about a year. And let's see here. So I have to stop trying to doing the video thing. Okay. Well, I'll just keep talking, and if it comes up, it comes up. I'll keep talking. So, the Boys and Girls Club Santa Clarita, we're actually celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. We formed in 1968 when a group of community members like yourself said we need a place for the kids to be after school. Back then it was the Boys Club, but we were one of the first organizations this side of the Mississippi to be the Boys and Girls Club, so something we're proud of. In 78, I think it was, we became Boys and Girls Club. The national organization wasn't until 92, so we were pretty cutting edge there. But over the years, the clubs moved around, and then in the 80s, we decided we needed to have full-service facilities. So we built in 92 clubhouse in Newhall, and then in 2003, a full-service clubhouse at Sierra Vista Junior High School, which is right there on White's Canyon. We serve about 250 kids a day after school, a little bit less than that during the summer there at the facility. And between the two facilities, we have about 1,700 kids enrolled. Kids pay families pay $60 a year for membership. It's $45 for each additional sibling, so there's a little discount if you have multiple kids in the family. And we have scholarships available. We never turn anyone away. We're the program for the kids who need us the most. That's what the club is about. But we do have really amazing programs, so we have kids from all backgrounds that come to the club. We do offer programs in sports, homework assistance, academic support, teen leadership. You know, sometimes people think that the club is merely a daycare, but we do have kids 7 all the way up through 17. So it is really a place that changes their lives. It becomes a second home. We like to say that we provide a second home to our kids. We help build leaders and support their academic success. And that's really at the core about what the club is about. So exciting programs. In Canyon Country, we've rolled out a Lego robotics program, which is really fun. The kids, in teams, they design, they build these Lego robots, and then they program them on the computers, and then they test run them. And it's the same coding that JPL uses for the Mars rover. We had a girl who she didn't, she was at that age, junior high, she didn't want to have anything to do with her dad, and she got into robotics, and one day I said, this is like what your dad does. He actually worked at JPL on the Mars rover. Oh, no. And she thought she was so different than her dad. Well, she ended up getting into science and engineering, and actually, sometimes kids hear different from other people than their own parents, and that's what the club is. That's what we do, is we're there for the kids, we mentor them. A kid like her, she had a good support system, but the club opened up new opportunities for her. We have other kids, just to share some stories. We have a family that's been at the club for about 2 years now, and when they came to us, it's a group of two twins, and they moved in with their older sister. Well, their mom was a drug addict, and still is, and is living under a bridge somewhere. And the last time that Dylan, who's 10, saw them, and he'll give tours of the club, and he's very open about sharing all of this. That's why I don't mind sharing with you. And he couldn't read when he came to the club. He was in 4th grade, or going into 4th grade, had never actually been in a real school. His mom had homeschooled him, but she was a drug addict. It was just an easy way for her to get by, I guess. I don't know. But when he started coming to the club, his older sister had gained custody of him. She is in her 20s, had 2 kids of her own, so now all of a sudden she has 4 kids that she's providing for. Well, the club was able to support them, where they all come to the club now, and those kids, Dylan and his sister, while they didn't know how to read going into 4th grade, now going into 6th grade, he's reading chapter books, very proud, and that's because the club is able to offer that extra support that they need. These kids, they don't all have the resources for the extra tutoring that they would need, but the club is there. He has a counselor that will come meet with him, and it's a second home. So it's really great. It's a rewarding program to be part of and get to see those kids, and it's nice to be in the community and talk about what we're doing there. So no luck. That's okay. So we'll go back to what is actually, so kids 7 to 17, $60 a year, like I said. We do provide early care during the summer, winter, fall, spring breaks. Right now we're open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at both clubhouses. We serve a free breakfast, lunch, and snack every day. If the kids come in the morning, there's a $10 fee. We call that our early care. That's for those working parents that are gone all day. If they come in after 11, which some of the older kids, they come in a little later, there's no extra charge. And then during the school year, we do provide transportation. Currently in Canyon Country, we pick up from Leona Cox, Mitchell, Fair Oaks Ranch, and I don't have it in front of me. There's one other, Canyon Springs that we're picking up from, and we bring the kids to the club. There's an extra charge for that, $225 a month for the first child, $100 for each additional. But once again, we have scholarships, and we have a scholarship program that to make sure that anybody can get to the club who needs to. So I have some fun pictures, but that's okay. Pretty good pictures. Yes. That's what he's trying to get playing. He did. Oh, we'll try that way. Yeah, let's try. So we want to try the flash drive directly again? The video's messing it up. Yeah, but it's installing it right away, so it won't even load. Yeah. So, but the ways that you can support the club, if you're interested in supporting the club, we're always looking for volunteers. We have a homework assistance program Monday through Thursday after school where we help the kids with homework. You don't have to be an expert in everything, but if you could help them with homework, there's always kids who need that assistance. We have our computer lab where we do computer programs. We have our Lego robotics. We have youth sports. In the fall, we'll be doing a flag football program. And in the spring, we do a basketball program. And there's different divisions. So the younger kids, 7 to 9, there's a division, 10 to 12, and then the teens. It's a really great program. One highlight is Bowman High School. They don't have a sports program. It's a small school, kids who weren't doing so well in the regular school, they go half day there. Well, Bowman has a basketball team that participates in our Boys and Girls Club League, so it's great for them because they're more introductory level. They can't compete at the typical high school level, but it gives them an outlet. And Bowman will bring their mascot to the games, and it's pretty fun. The whole school comes out. It's created a lot of fun, good community school spirit for them to get excited about, and it's helped them. So we do have a lot of partnerships like that. The junior high, the Sierra Vista, the facility there, if you've never been, we'd love to give you a tour. I could give you my card afterwards. We'd love to have you by. You can see the facility firsthand. It's a really great facility because the school uses it in the morning, part of this facility, the gym and a couple of the classrooms, and then the club takes that over in the afternoon. Hey, there it goes. It's going? All right, let's see. Okay, we got past that. Got past that. You think the video will play, or should we skip it? Okay, let's skip that. Yeah, let's skip it. If it'll skip it. Oh, there it is. There's a picture of Sierra Vista. And just to clarify, so it's at a junior high school, so sometimes people think you have to be junior high, but we have younger kids that come there, all the way down to 7 years old. We usually start at 7 versus 5 or 6 or younger because they need to be a little more mature. We're not a daycare. They have their choice. There are opportunities to go, choose if they're going to get their homework done or go get involved in basketball. And it teaches them a lot of responsibility. Staff work with parents to make sure they're doing what they need to do, but they're not in group structure. So we take them a little bit older, but we do have the younger kids there, even though it's at the junior high. Oh, you can see there's Jim Ventures. He was our CEO for 29 years in the Sierra Vista Clubhouse there as it was getting built. And like I said, we're celebrating our 50th anniversary, so that was a cake we had in May. Some of the programs I talked about, Power Hours, our homework, youth sports, we do mentoring, teen leadership. We just had a group of teens go to Atlanta, Georgia for a teen conference that they raised the funds for to pay for their plane tickets, registration, and they learned about college opportunities, career paths. They heard some motivational speakers. Really fun, great opportunity for them. We have our computer lab, the Lego robotics, field trips. We have some trips to the movies, the beach, all that fun stuff. With daily snacks, like I said, summer breakfast and lunch, and games, tournaments, and free play going on. It's the fun place to be. That's what we try to integrate all of the education and the leadership, and that's important, but it's fun. The kids want to be there because it's fun. So that's an important part. You see some of our teens getting ready to go to Atlanta. You might see the van around. That van runs out of our Canyon Country site. Big, colorful van. That's inside our gymnasium, some of the kids. There was this presentation that day. Some of the information I talked about. Something new we just rolled out. You can now register online. So at www.scvbgc.org, we actually have an online portal for parents to register their kids. So we're modernizing, keeping up with the world, finally. Some kids playing bumper pool. Like I said, we have our Great Futures tours where you can come by and see the club firsthand. We have one tomorrow at our Newhall Clubhouse at 4, and then we're planning another one in a couple weeks at our Canyon Country. Here's some of our teen girls who went to a conference in Chicago last year. So this year it was in Atlanta, last year it was in Chicago. Ways you support the club. Some kids doing robotics. You can see following the instructions, but then they test it out, see how it works. We have a wine tasting event coming up August 16th. It's a Thursday at 6:30 at Salt Creek Grill. It's Limerick Lane is coming down from Sonoma to do this wine tasting and pairing. Salt Creek Grill is donating the space and the food, and it'll be paired with the wine, really lovely. And somebody from Sonoma is coming down to talk about the wine. So if you're a wine connoisseur, this is right up your alley. And if you're not, like me, you could still feel fancy and enjoy and have a fun night out. Tickets are $100. It all goes directly to supporting the club programs. There's a picture last week, Six Flags, which is a big supporter of the club, opened a new ride, and we got to be some of the first to ride it. I was on that ride, and my stomach is still recovering. We've had a long-term relationship with Six Flags where every ride they open, our kids get to be some of the first to ride. So a really great, rewarding experience for the kids. You know, we always hand-pick kids that have been doing well, helping out around the club, deserve some special recognition for the special trip. So we took about 40 kids that day. I am participating in Dancing with Our Stars. It's a fundraiser for the club. There's about 20 nonprofits performing at COC at the Performing Arts Center at the Valencia campus on August 24th. And I had dance class today. My wife is very interested. I haven't told her the song or shown her the routine, but I've been learning, and it's a lot of fun. It's been good exercise. I actually just finished my master's program, so it's kind of to celebrate. I'm doing this dance, and it's a fundraiser for the kids, and it helps them with their academic support. So if you'd like to vote for me, it's $25 a vote. I'm trying to win Best Male Dancer, and you can vote early because it's a fundraiser. So, let me know. I'd love to have your vote and your support. And if you'd like to come to the performance, the tickets are $50, and they're available through the magazine of Santa Clarita. This is Darlene volunteering with some of our youth, some of our girls in the robotics program. Like I said, volunteering is pretty easy. Whether you're interested in doing something that we're doing at the club, or you have some interest or skill that you can bring. We don't have a strong arts programs right now, so we've had people come in to teach guitar class, piano. We're always looking for that kind of something. It could be your hobby that you can share with kids. It's pretty simple to sign up. Of course, we do background checks on all our volunteers, but we could definitely use help. We also, if interested in sponsoring any of our events, we have a great Futures Breakfast coming up in September, Festival of Trees, which will be at the Activity Center Sports Complex here in Canyon Country in November, and our annual benefit auction. All of those are great events that support the club, and if your business is interested in being a sponsor, getting that recognition, I'd love to have you. The Festival of Trees, have you all been to Festival of Trees? It's amazing. It's beautiful. We have about 40 trees fully decorated by designers. Those are the full large 6 to 8 foot trees. We have about 100 gingerbread houses, and we have about 50 tabletop trees, so the smaller ones, all available for bidding. The proceeds support the club, and it'll be the weekend before Thanksgiving. It's kind of the unofficial kickoff to the holiday season in Santa Clarita. And love to have you for that. Everything I've talked about is available at our website. So if you have any questions, you could follow up there. Purchase tickets. Question? Yeah.
Judy Talor, has your robotics team participated in any tournaments or activities outside of Boys and Girls Club?
We have in the past, yes. A few years ago, we were in the robotics competition.
Check with West Ranch High School. They've sponsored an event at least twice, and that would be local.
Okay.
And they're a lot of fun, and they get to, they have to have a PowerPoint presentation usually that goes along with it. And it's just a really fun thing, and there's no transportation costs or anything. The kids could just show up.
Okay.
And have you reached out to that robotics team, and I think there's a district robotics team, and see if any of those guys or gals would like to come down and help?
We do work with the district robotics team. They've come by and done demonstrations.
How
as
about
part of
West
that
Ranch?
Outreach. Not West Ranch, no.
Oh, please do.
So, okay, I'll look into that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you.